Hello, welcome to my Sunday From. Today I was writing in my journal, but I need some help because I have to finish it. And I was thinking about finishing it and then filling it in later, because when I start something and I don't finish it, it bothers me. And I have this thing where I just get stuck. Literally my life just gets at a standstill, and I have to keep the ball, rolling. And until it's finished, I'm just kind of focused all my energy to fulfill the mission. So here I am thinking about Kilauea. Volcano erupts. A volcano that erupted in Hawaii. The officials deemed it a non-threat. To residents. Around the area. The lava is continuous. And attracted a lot of spectators. I think that people, I think it's on a tour, and it's kind of hard to reach, but people do travel just to see this volcano in the area, because it's a popular area. A natural reserve type area. So it's always been, pretty beautiful. People have live coverage on it, online. And now that the volcano is spewing lava like it does in nature, it's drawing so much attention. Oh, and there was another thing that's going on that happened that this happened December 22nd, 2024. A man, I think his name is Sebastian. Zapata Khalil. He was in the court system, for immigration, and he is, I forgot what state that they said that he was known in, but the fact that he was at the time in New York City. So in New York, in NYC, he was on a train a subway train. And inebriated. He, I think somebody was live streaming him. He was seeing live stream, he was seen on live stream, upset, angry, and he was like really, you know, he was ranting about the way things had culminated to the point that he had to be kind of forced to be okay with what, you know, he felt like he could have bettered himself in. You know, like the world that he was in was not one that was, you know, the perfect place in which he felt that he could thrive in. But he was basically at, you know, at a breaking point. He approached a woman he spotted in a cab, sleeping. She was unhoused. And he grabbed, like, I think he threw without wasting a moment, threw a lit match. And began igniting her with his lighter. Immolated, she soon succumbed to I guess what I wanted to say is that she succumbed to her injuries, but I mean, since the cops were there and since people were there were bystanders. I really don't know how to word this right now. You know, like you can write things down and you can say things out loud, and they don't mean anything until you really are trying to convey the entire synopsis. So immolated, she soon succumbed to her state. And perished is he watching her on the platform. Began to run and hide. Others in the same train had evacuated. Police were in arm's reach. But casually stood back from the engulfing flames. She was recorded on video by bystanders. And you can see, like, in the video, not only was she lit aflame, the seats next to her, the one she was sitting in, you know, everything just quickly lit up in flames. The cab was filled with smoke immediately. And like I said, people were running, panicking, confused. The cops were trying to get the situation under control. And people wondered why they didn't grab something and put out the flames. And also people also pointed out that the flames took her so fast that, you know, there wasn't much anybody could have done, because the subway train, you know, was underground. And the attacker fled to another, I believe he fled to another train where he was apprehended. By authorities. Moments thereafter. And the woman has yet to be identified. So even whatever she had on, everything that she had in her possession, all her belongings were gone. So they don't know who she is either. They can't do a reverse, you know, face tracking thing. But they did get the guy, and you know, they have enough evidence and stuff. And Governor Hochul who has deployed National Guard. As I've stated before, she has the National Guard out to oversee security in the railway subway system for the holidays. Added probably hundreds more. This crime that caused Major Adams from what he said, discussed. So he spoke on the disgusting nature of the crime. As others saw it as I'd say a weak spot for Hochul, and did not delay in asking her to resign. So there was talk that she didn't understand that she had no knowledge about how to police crime and protect, the community, especially in the subway system. They felt like, well, you're spending all this money, but you're not doing your job. Once again, this was pouring salt on an open wound. And this time I think, we could all see where they were coming from because, of the shock value it added to crime, because, that's something they're dealing with daily on the train. And so are the passengers. So is the driver. So, so is the authorities that normally would run and operate the subway. But because, a lot of people think, well, crime is occurring there because she doesn't understand the concept. But actually, people do commit crime, and that's kind of like something that we all fear and we all know happens, but we all, realize also that it's not any particular person's fault except for the person who committed the crime. It would be an evil that they hold in themselves. And that said, I think, when you're doing when you're doing one thing that works, and then you kind of just fall and back on it and rely on that and kick back on the one thing, eventually you're gonna cause like a stress point. And because it's not normal for the National Guard to be in a subway station, I don't think, it's utilizing resources as well as they should be. I think we can all, trust and believe that, things could be done, at the city level, and, hold the right people accountable, should things occur. And, I think it's one thing to face the police, because, you should be able to see one or two, and that would make you feel safe because they're patrolling. But to see the military, it's kind of, it's kind of telling, like, what type of situation, you're gonna find when you use it constantly. It's eventually gonna kind of wear and tear your heart a little bit, knowing that you're going down there and could possibly meet face to face with the bad guy. And that's exactly what we're supposed to deter. And the things that need to be in place should be in place rather than meet and greet with the National Guard. Which I'm not saying that they can't do their job. When they were deployed to do this mission, it wasn't that they can't do their job. It's just not normal, And I think that's something that when you take drastic measures, it's not just gonna turn out the way you want it to, It's like flamboyancy more. It's more like being fancy. Just because you're, adding frills to the situation doesn't mean that it's gonna work. Putting all your thought, putting all your effort and energy and heart into it, knowing your community, probably understanding and dealing with things within the police stations, that could, prevent, the, how you call the dwindling of respect and the dwindling of oversight just in those offices alone, and also the substation itself, where are the key elements that have for years brought people in? Let's beef that up, whatever it is, everything within that sector should be addressed, should be running smoothly, and, of course, all the bad guys, zero tolerance, get them out of here. We don't want to ride with strange people, but, I'm not trying to say anything other than that, but like I do see the strict measures for, criminals that are so bold and brazen. But I think that it's come up to this point where they also see a weakness and, fractures within the government itself, to which they fully take an opportunity. So he will be in court again January 7th, 2024. And and he has 2 counts. Murder, 1 felonious arson, so that's about it, I think. And yeah, they're working on identifying her. I do have some other stuff that I wrote down. Like I said, I just wanted to finish. I think I have like a couple things. So I have Hen Duck-Seo was impeached. He acknowledged being a part of the opposition by standing in idol as the former president of South Korea, Yoon Suk-yeol, called martial law. This was a protocol safety measure, some say, that happened to occur because the burden it placed on the people. They acted to shelter them from further persecution through oppressive governing forces. Choi Sang-mok, the deputy PM and finance minister, is now acting president. So along with Yoon Suk-yeol being impeached and heard it through the court because of the martial law he implemented that went against democracy in South Korea, his PM Han Duck-Seo also, too, fell to impeachment as he was acting president. And on the 27th of December 2024, he also spoke and said that he understands why they would not trust him. And he understands that he was wrong for just, standing back when this had occurred. So the finance minister and deputy PM, Choi Sang-mok, is now acting president. Now, Flight 8243, this happened on December 25th, 2024. A flight from Azerbaijan to Russia crashed nearly at the tail end of its journey. Almost 70 people were flying over the open water, and as it grazed near land, it had sent signals that would be of no avail. The plane crashed, split in half, killing nearly half of the passengers. It landed in Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan Airlines Flight 8243, never making its Christmas Day destination to Russia. So, Flight 8243 was a flight holding almost 70 people. It was going from Azerbaijan to Russia. They sent out a signal over open water and made an immediate emergency landing in Kazakhstan. They had sent out a signal and were having trouble, but eventually it crash landed, and half of the people survived, and the other half, may they rest in peace, had passed. So there is a update on the Jay-Z case. Jay-Z and his lawyer Alex Spiro were heard in court. Their attempt to dismiss the actions was weighed by a judge. She took the case and didn't mind telling them their scare tactics had little to no effect on her nor judicial process, that they were in fact mocking victims of alleged child sex crime, that they were to refrain from bossing around courtroom to allow for due process and impartial judiciary proceedings. And I think that's it. So what happened was that JC and his lawyer had been very vocal. They took to social media too. They they sent for a hearing to dismiss the case. And because they had freshly filed this case, the judge accepted it and told them that what they were doing was in line with scare tactics. That she found that they were being bullies by trying to dox victim, that the crime was so severe. She found their antics offensive and ordered them to refrain from continuing this this behavior, poor judgment calls. And so like I said, his hearing is now officially underway. So I mean, that's about it. I was writing some like my serious stuff, and I wanted to read it. I don't know how it sounds because I haven't read it yet. So I want to read it and go over that. Just so, I don't know, I just want to read over it. I haven't thoroughly, like, because sometimes I write and then I rewrite, or I write and then I just, kind of toss it. I don't really care. But I always reread. That's for sure. And so I wrote, a lot of times I write in my journal having literal doctorates in what I say. Some take research, but there's things I like to write about. As I am journaling along this well-being path, I'm realizing its importance is able to find deeper truths and probably on an unexpected journey of self-discovery. The one thing is for sure, a topic that hasn't come up on newspaper stands or had 65 million views on Netflix, it probably wouldn't cause the formation of a thread on y'all's X either. This one is not something I would rather have paid gazillions for and tried and tested. I don't think research worth hours, days, months worth of time spent to cite would cover everything. I'm pretty sure I'm novice at it as I realize it. And because it's not the green blob mole or hairy wart I assumed it was, I can share the commentary and afterthought. Sometimes I find myself sitting in a room and in my mind I hear silence. I remember the landlines, the echo, the praises in my head. I get up and turn the TV on to tune it out, but somehow I shy from this modern luxury yet again, deeming everything too modern for a person who has not progressed well. It's the first click to turn off a means of washing out a part of my personal history. Things I won't take time to recollect because I see myself furthering rock bottom surface, trying to outdo myself. Yet the old me, I acknowledge my misalignment. with distraction, dismissing my being entirely, loathing who I was for not having done all and everything, every single one of the things I'm not capable of today. It's hard to reconnect to channel my core greatness, harboring self-sabotage until I'm compelled to announce to a once again empty room, I'm fine, everything is good. This moment in time, small, tiny moment, is just challenging. Then enters my productive world where everything seems like a breeze. How many PhDs can you get? I spend an ounce of breath and it's done, wasting zero resources, but I'm stunned out of breath and feel exhausted. I check it. I have time for a nap. But having planned nothing, I decide it's fine. Sometimes it's instant, but when it's not, I am pressured to schedule sleep, be responsible, be grateful, accept rest. Things I have read extensively about were drilled into me, yet the topic I am suggesting is the one I have touched. The gloom lingers. I try lighting decor, window treatments, aromatherapy, baking, calling home. And I wish that certification plaque, distinguishment with honors took over every inch of my wall. Because I miss that. And had I known that as my old self, I would have retired me, thanked me for my contributions, and awarded me a lifetime of achievements, because that's who I'll always be. I will always rather be. Allow me to say the weird thing, because comprehension, understanding key issues, ability to follow along. But I don't miss me. I miss you. I miss the color of the sky was when in the world, when you were here on earth. I miss my favorite fragrance I knew only you would tolerate. I miss code switching in the public as we talked about things that were important to us. I just miss you. Then I go back to missing us. And I am different now. And the eternity of loss is crazy. As the year ends, I realize the world too has changed. Public spaces, shopping, the sky, things we talk about. Not how we talk about them, though. I'd never forget you. On New Year's Eve, I'll picture you covering your eyes, so I'll start a fresh new year. Like I could never. A new breath of life to change my look forever. I'm gonna make you so proud, I'll make me proud. It turns out I still believe in me. I'm the old me. Planning my future is acceptance of my history, and embracing the past honors those I hold and cherish within my heart. That world still lives through me, the decent, moral, and humble existent, no longer forgotten. Is your end of year half empty? Take this wealth of knowledge, manifest this into application. It's a new year. Accept the challenge. MDF. So, choice is yours. Yeah. Or you can lie in bed all day and wonder if your ancestors are still watching and proud. You know, you can honor every bit of you, all of your history, and embrace all the memories you had with ones, you know, you shared this great world with, just by being you, just by living your life and doing what you are fully able and capable of doing. And chances are, next year, you know, is a new year. It's a real thing. A new chance to start something in your life. You know, for positivity, you know, to be able to bring that into your own life is kind of the key to happiness, so to speak. So, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. My Sunday Frump. Bye-bye.